All right, well, hello there. So I just started adding some new things to my ESL program for daily routines, and I just wanted to go over a few things so that we can see what's new. All right, so for our calendar, it's pretty much the same as what it was before. We can change from 2025 all the way to 2029 currently. I can change that later if I need to. We can change the month. We can reset the colors, and these colors basically allow us to choose what day we have. So today is the 10th, so I can make 10th red. And so this is going to help students know where to start from day to day. Yesterday was the 9th. Blue tomorrow will be the 11th. Okay, and so basically, this is what I would have set up before we go so that they'll have a visual representation of what they're going to be working with. I have some buttons for different frames, so you probably can't see the today is frame fully because of my picture in the way. Um, but I can move that for just a second. And so you can see today is blank, blank, blank. All right, 2025. Uh, Outside of that, I hit these F1, F2, F3 buttons, and it creates different frames for the different uh, sentence frames for the days. All right, so I'll just go ahead and take this back to where we had it. And so have buttons for ordinal numbers. And so if you pull these numbers anywhere on the screen as a majority of them, it will stack them wherever you've placed the most of your numbers and it'll put them back in a line order. And so it won't be all messy looking. Okay, so I'll take the ordinal numbers away. So, but by the way, these move, so students can go to the screen. They can place the numbers wherever they want to. And so ordinal numbers. So see what I did there? Kind of messed that up. But anyway, the month boxes. So I've placed these here on purpose so that you can see. And so I can bring two of those up and it will move them up. So you can move them anywhere you want to, anytime. All right, the day boxes, I put them just right on top where we can move those as well. And so they're on top of the corresponding day they should be at. Um, Outside that, we can reset the colors and start again if we needed to. Okay, so now I'm going to go to our vocabulary section. And so what happens here is I can go and add a vocabulary pair. And so it'll pull up a little window. You'll type in a word and say word. And so whenever I hit that OK button, it's going to send me to choose a picture with the Windows prompt. And so I choose the picture and it puts it down here on this list for the list selected that you've added already. And so, yeah, like I said, they're list based. So you create a name for the lists, add list, or you can remove them if you've messed something up. Up here, you'll see that we have a text to speech, and so this currently is English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. I added Portuguese to another model, which I'll add again later for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click one of these, and I'll add a player. So Ricky, this is the player that we will have records for during the game. And if I want to, I can add a sentence frame over here and it'll put it on our practice section in our vocabulary. So the dog is blank. And so I hit add, I click on it to select it for this session, and I go to activity. All right, so we have our activity, and
Vermelho.
so that's currently set to Spanish. And so what happens here is I'll click a picture and it'll pop it up and anybody can, so everybody can see it around the room. And I'll ask students a question like, what do you think this is? What is this? If they say it's red, or if they don't know yet, I can say red. And I'll have them repeat after me. And so this gives a visual representation of what we're working with. I click on the black screen area here, takes it back. All right, just go through all of them. And it it's pretty much self-explanatory. After we're done, students can
azul,
choose
amarelo,
the correct
professor,
vocabulary.
cores, escola.
And when they're all done, I hit check answers. Oh, wow, we got them all correct. All right, so show results. So I didn't choose my name on the list up here, but if I had changed that, it would have had my name instead of unknown. And so it shows the correct words. And if I got any incorrect, they would be in red, showing incorrect, and then we could go over it again. Okay. Outside of that, we have our practice button up here on the right corner here. And so practice button opens up another screen. And let me just try to add that up here so you can see that. Um, and we are on this kind of a black screen when I hit the practice button. And so it shows the pictures that we've already got. And I click the sentence button up here. And probably didn't tap the sentences. Okay, so we got the sentence there. And we go to practice. And as you can see, we have our sentences on screen. And so this is meant to give students practice using these in a sentence, okay? So these can also be moved if I wanted to scatter them and let students just move them around and fix it. So the pictures also move, very similar to a teacher that I've watched do these things on her table with students. And so I would start by showing them how the sentence, the dog is blank. Okay, so that's our example. We're just kind of showing them how to do it. And so they can move the picture. The dog is blue. Okay. The dog is red. Okay, I couldn't use it with all these others. It's just an example sentence. The dog is yellow. And so that is something that I would use to kind of show the sentence frames. Okay, so I can hide the pictures. I can hide the sentence frames. I can have multiple sentence frames on here to make it longer sentences if I need to, possibly a a paragraph or start working on paragraphs. And I close that window. And now I'm back to where I was. All right, so a lot of times when I'm trying to add these extra windows that pop up, I have to go to my OBS Studio and I have to hit that little visual thing there and it makes it go away. All right, now that's pretty much how our vocabulary works. If I want to re-scramble the words, and by the way, I can add multiple words on here. I can add up to 10 words total for students to practice with. I can hit reset and it pretty much just re-scrambles everything and it can be done again. All right. And I've shown this quite a few times and where I can just add a whole lot of sentence frames practice. Uh, you can add players like I did before. I can add my name again, Ricky. And so as you add a new name, sometimes they pop up later. But when you restart the program, the names will be there again. It saves them. So click on Getting to Know You, Part 1, and this has all these sentences that I've added. And I go to the activity.
Hello, what's your name?
I had this set to English from our loading page. Similarly to how the vocabulary works, I can change the language to any language I want to. And so I've added a picture, I've added sentences, and if basically I would use this to model the sentence, this correct sentence, then I'll hit reset. And after they've written everything down and practiced with me, then I'll let them come up to the board. And so they'll put, hello, what's your name? And so then we'll check our answers. Got that all correct. Oh, who wants to try next? Okay, here we go. What's hello your name? All right, so they hit that check answers. Oh man, we got some wrong answers. We better fix it. So maybe if they just can't get it, I'll say it out loud, and maybe it'll trigger a memory. So hello, what's your name? Check it again. You got it right. And now let's show our answers. All right, so the first time we got it wrong for this name, but look, try number three, we got it right. And as before, if I would have set the name to one of the names, it would have put their name there. I just didn't do it. All right, so I have a button for next frame, and so it goes through all kinds of different frames here for the students. And it's just a whole lot of practice, and we'll be doing a lot of this coming semester. All right, there's the blending app, which was pretty useful last year. And so I'll click my little icon that I want there, and I can create a new set of letters. And this area over here, the save letter sets, this lets me create a list. And so list one, I'll type in list one. So this gives me a list one. I'll type in different letters for each set here. I'll hit add letter. And so I can add multiple letters to this, and it will add them to the next page. But you're going to need a movable picture. So if you like Sonic the Hedgehog or a bear or any other character that you want, you just find a little picture on the internet and you give it to the students. Now they have a bear that you can add to the stairs. And so the stairs are kind of like a stepping stone to the sound. So k, a, t, and then they slide it when they're saying the sound cat, and then that's done. Good practice. Pretty simple. All right, I have this picture page that I can add a full picture to it, and it will let me add little areas onto it where I can, like, say, one. Here's list one, add one, upload a picture, and I'll put the family up here. All right, and so see, I've uploaded a picture of a family and having a picnic at the park, and so I can upload audio for vocabulary words or things like that, and a clickable area. All right, so I can add clickable areas on here. So if I wanted to say, who's this? I would put a little square around the little girl, or I uh, put a square around the salad or something like that. And so by doing that, I've kind of created a little thing, and I'll show you what that does. And so I'm going to add a picture, and I'll say sister. All right. So this is going to put uh, an image into this little bar over here. Currently, it's just a word, but we can use other pictures as well and just go to our next page, which I go to start activity. And now I've got this full page up on the board. And so see how we have these little uh, kind of dotted boxes? This is to indicate that there's a spot here that we can identify. Okay, so we have a box over here on this drink or this little girl right here. So who's that girl? And so when we drag those over there, it it pulls the word over there. And so this is sister, so we put the sister label on it, and it drops down onto that box. It's like a magnet. Okay, so this is just a thing for practice. So if I wanted to say where put something between something, if I had so two boxes or two things, and I wanted to have them do something, I could do that. All right, so if I want to reset the movable pictures, just click the reset button, then exit, takes me back to the main page. And when basically, if I wanted to have a name under these little draggable objects over here, I would just rename the picture in the box that I added from, and it would change it to the name. All right, so the money section, when I can reset the board, I can play.
dollar,
It says the
quarter, dime,
word as they
nickel,
tap the play.
penny.
And that's for practice. I have a little plus and minus if we ever want to do some math. I can hide or bring back the dollar, hide the quarter, bring back the quarter, hide the dime, bring it back, etc., all the way down to penny. And so this is for practice. I got this from another teacher, basically, from what I've watched them do. And they do this with a board without, not a digital board. All right. And so whenever I tap on the money, it creates a copy. And so I can keep on creating copies if I want to. I can right click it on my computer, make it disappear. And so we can just add more money if we need it. Move and say, very simple. So I want you to sound out and say the word cat. At cat. They slide it. Done. Easy. If I have an extra sound, I have an extra bubble and they can just add it. And you can always add an extra uh, background thing to this thing if we needed to. Phonics. All right. So currently I have all these letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all these for practice. But I could just go through here and tap all these and select them. And I can hit this button add to session and it would just add it to session. I can remove any of these letters from the session, like I can remove X, I can remove M, and I basically when I go to add sound, it's going to have me go to the folder with all my sounds that have the same name as the letter or the word that I will have for this game that I'm about to play. You can create more than one game by adding a list up here. So you just type in a name, add list, and it'll add it to this little drop down here. You can add a player, it'll save what they did. So uh, Timmy, add Timmy. So it's going to populate with the names that we already have, and this will be populated the next time you start the game as well. Um, go to the activity
J,
page. It's going to
j,
say sound out the name, and then
jet,
if they want to listen to it again, they hit replay
j,
sound.
jet,
All right. So they tap the letter. They can hit
uh,
next sound or check the answers.
uh,
So
cut,
check your sound. Got it correct. Next sound.
uh,
T
uh,
for ah.
not,
Sure. Check. Oh no, got it wrong. Check your answers. So I got you correct. Oh, incorrect. Currently my name is unknown because I just didn't switch it yet. So if it was Timmy, it would do that again. And so there is a little pop-up that pops up when I hit that show results, but you probably can't see it because OBS doesn't show it because I don't have it set to show. But it's very, very useful for recording things. All right, so I have the reading app, and the reading app is basically this thing that I saw on the internet, and I just wanted to use it again because I thought it was really cool. So you add an image, and so I added a cake, and so I need to name this prompt that I'm going to put up here, and I'm going to say the cake is yummy. Okay, cake is yummy. I add the picture of a cake, and then I hit add or update, and the cake is yummy will be on my list here, and I can add many things on to this L1 here. And so I double click the cake is yummy, and now I've got this neat little thing here. And so the student can slide it, and this little color goes with it. The A is yummy. And then that's the practice right there. And so you get a visual and you get the sentence and it drags it with them so they can sound it out as they go. And there's a little next button that takes you to another one if you created more, and it can take you back to here to do it again. So it can add multiple sentences. So I thought that it was really cool, and I'm going to use this. And uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. and you can tell me what you think in the comments, or you can do whatever you want to do. If you'd like to use it, that's fine too. I'll help you out.